Today's show is sponsored in part by Rhone. Rhone, live from Luft cult. Men's closets were due for a radical reinvention, and Rhone stepped up to the challenge. Rhone's commuter collection is the most comfortable, breathable, flexible set of products known to man, and here's why. I'm sitting in a hangar with a 917K, and it's hot out. We're having a heat wave, and guess what I'm wearing? Rhone, because of the mobility, because they're cool, because they have odor-free tech, which is really important for today because it is hot here at Luft 10. The commuter collection can get you through any workday and straight into whatever comes next. Head to rhone.com/spike911 and see promo code spike911 to save 20% off your entire order. That's 20% off your entire order when you head to rhone.com/spike911 and use code spike911. It's time to find your corner office comfort. Let's start the show.
Spike's Car Radio starts now.
Take the last train to Pottsville and I'll meet you at the station. You can be here by 4:30 cause I've made your reservation. Don't be slow. No. Cause I'm leaving in the morning and I must see you again. We'll have one more night together till the morning brings my train and I must go. No.
No. I'm eating a burrito. Just give me a second.
I don't know if I'm ever coming home. Take the last train to Pottsville.
Welcome, Spike's Car Radio fans. Let me just get some monitor up here. We're at Luft. That is the Monkees, which I thought would be a good Hollywood song because it's a Hollywood-themed car show. I'm sitting here with Matt Farah and Zuckerman. Gentlemen, you're up.
How have you not gotten sued for using this music in your show?
Why would you say that?
Don't jinx crazy. If I use 4 seconds of a song, I get sued.
No, it's fair use. Here's my opinion.
Stealing is fair.
It's fair use. It's fair because you got it and I want it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ever coming home.
We have to critique it, right? To make
we
it
have to
fair
critique.
use.
Here's my opinion about that song. It's awesome. Do you have an opinion about it?
Yeah, the Monkees, they rule. They rule.
I love the Monkees. I loved the show as a kid.
I've never seen the TV show. I just know them as a band.
Yeah.
And they're not a real band. That's right. It's a TV band that became then a real band.
And then the serious guy really wanted to be a serious musician.
Right.
Mickey Dolenz wanted to have fun. Davy Jones wanted to meet girls. And then the serious guy. Do you remember his name?
Which one was the serious one?
Do you remember the serious one, the tall one? Spike. What was his name?
Peter.
Not Peter. He was the goofy one.
Peter O'Toole.
Peter. There was the serious
O'Toole.
one wanted to be a real musician, play his own instruments, and that was the end of the Monkees.
And they were like, "Listen, you guys don't have this."
It was Milli Vanilli 20 years early.
They had some good songs. Well, anyway, here we are at Spike's Car Radio.
Just walking right there.
All right, you got it. Now this is going to be hard because we got a lot of people walking
I know,
by.
I have to tune it out, and some of them are famous.
You're facing them.
Shit.
I don't have my glasses on,
but
so
we're
it doesn't
trying to
matter.
bring Luft 10 to the audience. Matt, over here.
I was just, it's distracting.
Yes,
I
it
should
is.
turn around and face the wall like I'm at a Tool show or something.
Welcome to Spike's Car Radio. We are in the middle of the sponsor hangar, indoors during this heat wave, next to a 917K, next to the folks from Tag Heuer. I haven't been able to walk outside yet. There's a lot of Porsche. This is bigger than it's ever been, isn't it?
It's huge. I got here at 9 a.m., and I have been maybe a 50-foot radius from this building. It's about it.
I'm going to miss a lot of stuff. We're going to do this show. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see anything.
I got to get on the tennis court by 2:30 today.
Do
you have cars in this?
Wait, hold on 1 second. How many people have come up to us so far and said, more tennis, Zuckerman?
I didn't hear anyone.
2. Yes, you did. You had a whole tennis conversation with one of them.
I don't remember that.
You were like, "Oh my, your shoulder."
I don't remember.
You insulted a gentleman who had a little extra weight on and said, "You don't play tennis. Look at you."
No, I said you don't have a follow through body. I said it doesn't look like you can follow through.
And he was a fan of ours.
God. I'm a fan of his. I
You don't
relate
have
to
a
him.
follow-through body is the deepest burn.
I don't have a follow-through body. Okay, I'm not saying anything that doesn't apply to me.
But you fat shamed one of our listeners and a tennis fan.
I don't think I fat shamed him.
No?
No, I wasn't commenting. I was just saying he would be better at bowling. He's got a bowling body.
There's nothing insulting about any of this, is there?
I
Matt?
was listening to a podcast with Rob Lowe on it, right? You know, who was telling a story about he was at a Super Bowl party with Don Johnson. And Rob Lowe's eating nachos at the Super Bowl party and offers Don Johnson some nachos. And Don Johnson goes to him, "That's character actor food. It's not leading man food."
Wow.
And I have personally felt that burn
Yes.
through the podcast.
That is amazing.
Little applause for that.
Oh, we have a laugh track and
That was a good
applause
story.
track.
No, if you tell a laugh track, you hit this button right here.
Oh my God, we're there, aren't we? Okay.
Rarely do we deserve that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been quite a show. What have you seen out there? You know, this is the 10-year anniversary of Luft, right?
Yeah.
That's what Luft 10 means. The footprint.
That's what 10 means?
Well, they
I thought they were celebrating Pearl Jam's first album.
They have lots of different events, Zuckerman, in lots of different places. So Luft 10 could follow Luft 11 in the same year. They go to Europe. They go all over the place.
Okay, but this is the 10th in L.A.
It's 2014 was the first one at Deus Ex Machina in Venice.
Did you go to that one?
I walked there from home. It was close to my house. I walked.
I drove by it.
Yeah.
And
It was-
Jerry, and we said there's no place to park.
Yeah,
so
it was
we're going to go to
crazy.
Malibu.
I have a prediction that I made to Spike. You've been to all 10.
No, because some of them were in like Europe.
No. I'm talking about the ones in L.A.
I've not been to every single one. I had a gig somewhere and missed one. I think I've probably been to 8.
Right.
But they're good. They're great. I mean, listen, Pat Long and Jeff Swart do a better job than anybody curating a car show.
Yes.
Right? There's so
10,000%.
many photographable moments all over this place. Cars tucked away into little nooks and crannies and themed areas. And I've seen some, even just in my very short browse around Studio 34 here, some really, really interesting stuff. Some interesting one-off race cars that raced in period, and coach work done in Indiana on some 550 Spider. I mean, really, really neat stuff.
And this is their second return to Universal Studios. In the words of Luft's creative director, Jeff Zwart, every good movie has a sequel, and it's time for ours. But Jeff, Blues Brothers 2000 is a good example of a great movie and a bad sequel. Basic Instinct 2, also. Not every good movie. American Psycho 2, An All-American Girl. Son of the Mask.
Well,
Godfather
some bad
3.
movies
Do you remember
also have
Speed?
sequels.
That was a great movie. The sequel, Speed 2, Cruise Control, was not.
No.
And I don't think Jeff Zwart was thinking about Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2. Not every movie has a good sequel. And hopefully today, he
Look,
disproves my premise.
This is good. This is objectively good.
I'm looking around.
The people that are here are very much into it.
Yes.
The variety of cars is what you would expect, from extremely significant race cars like what's here to crazy modified stuff, and it's the cross section of Porsche and California, and that's what they really do well.
With a focus on turbos.
Well, it's also the 50th anniversary of the turbo this year.
Right.
that's-
So what special turbos have you seen here?
I mean, there's a lot of them. I saw there's a 94 Turbo 3.6 over there. There's an early Turbo Carrera. There's turbocharged race cars like the 962 and 956. There's some 934s and 935s. But like I said, I've literally been like 50 feet from this building.
Yeah,
I hear that there's the original test mule that was on a 72 911.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
I saw in the Porsche Museum the narrow body Porsche Museum car. I think it's white, and it was a very cool thing to see over in Germany.
Am I correct in, I was on the Luft site, The tickets, I think, were $100 a piece. Did everyone walking around here right now pay $100?
Well, we didn't.
Not us.
No, that's not the point, Zuckerman. Put on your business brain for a second.
I understand what you're saying. It looks like a moneymaker, and it looks like they've got a lot. They've really, really brought in a lot of great vendors or other satellite to 911s.
My
and
friends,
Porsches.
my friends from Tag Heuer are here. I'm wearing one of my favorite rare new special edition Tag Heuers, the Siffert Octavia from the Caliber 11, folks. 1 of 100, and I saw that this was 6 of 100, number 6.
Watch me one-up him.
What do you got?
I have the Rowing Blazers Carrera.
Oh, that's
collab,
nice, but that's not one-upping.
Well,
That's a beautiful watch.
They made 99, and I have number 4.
No, but
That's the kind of one-up if you're counting.
2 of these were
those metrics.
2 of these were destroyed. They were run over by cars. There are only 96 left, is what I hear. They were lost in diving accidents.
I got.
But let me
here-
see that. Let me see that watch.
I got here
Beautiful.
early, and the Tag Heuer people were pulled me into a back room with Patrick Dempsey.
Yes.
And Pat Long, and we had a little round table about Porsche racing and whatnot. Patrick, has he been on your show, Patrick?
Many
Dempsey?
times.
He's great.
At least I think 10.
He is excellent.
Are we gonna? He's the best.
Yeah.
Dempsey's been on. They're all great.
Let's have a
Fantastic.
fight. Who gets
I
to
know.
put who
That's-
on first?
yeah,
If
yeah,
you
yeah,
You
say
can
that,
have him
I-
first, and I'll take
Yes,
him second.
like when we had Tom Segura on first, and then suddenly
and
it's
Matt
like, I'm going to
stole
have
him.
Tom Segura on.
He's got an exclusive deal with Tom.
And then we've been at Pebble Beach forums for 10 years. Now I'm going to be there.
I asked your permission for that one.
Hit him. Matt, hit him.
Did you really?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. We're like brothers. We're
I
like
know,
brothers
but
who
I
fight all the
still-
time.
I still would like your blessing
That's
to do
very
a
nice
show.
of you. But you can do
place
whatever
where
you
you
want.
do a show.
You've been very gracious with your time on this show and on Car Matchmaker. Matt Farah, you can have it all.
And I've
Hey,
learned.
do you know that
a
we're
lot.
launching on YouTube soon?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're building out Cotner. We've got a whole team going up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's not going to be a good look, at least for me.
It's gonna be good.
We're called like 2 aging guys and a troll from Lord of the Rings
Yes.
podcast.
Wait, you're not rebranding? It's still Spike's Car Radio, right? Okay.
No.
All right,
we
cool.
do have a
Okay.
second stage
It's
show
going
that
to
we're
be
going to do.
2 1/4 Jews. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
All
see
right.
all
Well,
the races.
I cannot wait to compete with you in that
it's
forum.
long overdue. We're not going to compete.
I don't
We
give
have
a
different
shit.
audiences.
There's
I
no
don't care.
overlap.
There's no overlap.
Surprisingly little. Yeah.
Surprisingly little.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
that funny? That's
Yeah.
why we coexist. Anyway,
And
let
I
me
do appreciate us being in the shade this year.
Yes.
Thank you.
Should-
And it's still hot.
Should
mean,
I have
come on.
asked your permission to go on YouTube? Was that my faux pas?
Yes. I gatekeep YouTube is what I do. Yeah.
Hello, handsome. Nice face you shaved there. Oh, Matt, you could use this.
I
We're talking
definitely
about
could.
Dollar Shave Club that offers shave and grooming products that are always high quality but never overpriced. I got a big box. You must have had Dollar Shave on your show over the years.
Many times. I got a lot of their product right now, and I'm not using it, obviously.
Yeah, you're not shaving, but guess who's using it? The young Ferriston boys who are shaving, and Spike. They have Wet Shave Club Series 6-blade razors, a shave so comfy your skin will take a nap. Club Series diamond grip handle, super clingy in a good way. This razor just feels right. Heavy metal handle, worth the wait. I like balance in all my instruments, like a good fork and a nice spoon. Heft. These Dollar Shave Club shavers have heft.
Can you get
Zuckerman.
them to send me some? I'm using 12-pack Bics. That's what.
Do you really? Yeah, you
Yeah.
shave your head. It's done.
And I shave my neck.
I try, you rarely ask for sponsors to send stuff, but I'll have them send you a box of everything.
Good.
What was weirder for you, Spike, when your kids started driving or shaving?
Shaving. Shaving's
Which is a weirder
Shaving.
moment?
Shaving.
Yeah.
No,
Shaving.
it was driving. Driving was the weirdest moment when the kid drives away for the first time from your house in a
yeah.
vehicle. Is terrifying.
Yeah, I bet.
I called Paul and I said, he goes, you just got to let him do it. Stop trying to control him.
Just make
and he
sure
was
their
right.
insurance is paid up and you're good to go.
Look, I also told Jack I crashed twice in my first year and see if you can break that record. And knock on wood, he's great. He drives the speed limit, and so far, I think it's the pilot in him. He's been flying since he's 13.
You got a tracker in the car?
No, you get the Find My app.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He won't let me do anything that says the speed, but it's a Crosstrek,
Sure.
Subaru Crosstrek. Anyway, Dollar Shave Club, we love you. Don't take our word for it. Try it for yourself. You can visit their site right now. 20% off for $20 or more. And get your products delivered right to your door. Visit dollarshaveclub.com/spike911. So that is dollarshaveclub.com/spike911. Use promo code spike911 for 20% off, $20 or more. And remember how you shave. Dollar Shave Club is here to help you stay handsome. There you go.
So what have you guys been doing, huh? Nothing? Just lawyering? Lawyering, okay.
Making money.
I did almost 2,000 miles in the Spider RS.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You know,
to Northern California.
Which seat do you have in that? Was it
my car is comfort seat. The Spider RS is the buckets.
How did you do?
I would say up to 3 hours is fine. Beyond that, it's tough. It's the lack of a lumbar support.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, if I got a car with those buckets, I'd probably have Arling at R Strata or one of those, like, interior specialists make me an insert that had a lumbar built into it.
Right.
That's what's missing from that seat.
And yeah, absolutely.
We're getting that car in a couple of weeks.
Really?
You're gonna love it.
I was so excited because they were supposed to send me the Dakar, and then they wouldn't tell me who, but some journalist crashed it.
No way.
And then,
it wasn't me, I promise.
And I didn't think it was you. But then,
I don't know who crashed.
But then they said, all right, we'll get you something special. We'll get you that 718 Spider. And then I saw you had it, and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Why didn't I get it ahead of Matt Farah?
Well, because we had it for Road and Track Performance Car of the Year. That's why. So the Road and Track business card.
So is it as good? It seems like a perfect thing. You're saying it's a little too tightly wound?
What I did this past Monday was I went up the mountain with my demand motor car, my 4.5, the Spider RS.
Yeah, that was cool.
And Marco from TLG Auto brought his stock 718 Spider.
Right.
So we went back to back with all three.
Wow.
And there isn't a, quote, best. They all have these very unique characters.
Sweet spots.
That serve a different need. The regular 718 Spider would be an amazing, quote, special, like a daily driver level type of car. I mean, the controls are very light. The ride is very good. The engine makes a linear power. It's a great special feeling car, but it's like super usable. Mm-hmm. The Spider RS is Porsche's version of what special should be. So they put a bunch of race car-y stuff in there, the GT3 engine and the PDK and all these carbon vents and stuff like that. And the intake noise is just absurd behind your ear. But all the power is up top, 6,000 to 9,000 RPM. So if you're not really revving it out, it doesn't feel as special. My car is very much the Southern California hot rod version of what a better Spider would be. So it's very much a mid-range punch, manual gearbox, shorty gears. It feels a bit like a tuner car with the heavy clutch and that kind of stuff. So it's a narrowly focused car in that way, but the focus is different than the Spider RS. But I think, the Spider RS, you guys had a GT4 RS?
Right.
Or
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Spider RS is softer on the suspension than the 4 RS. And because the intake is underneath where the top goes and not in the cabin, you don't have that booming resonance that you get with the 4 RS. So I think the Spider RS is substantially more pleasant as a street car than the GT4 RS.
Wow.
It was so great.
great.
Other than like 9 hours back from Sonoma, that was a lot.
That's hard.
Aside
that's
from
hard.
that, it was great.
If you put comfort seats in the Spider,
that would go a long way.
Would you have an almost daily driver? Or
yes.
No? You would.
Yeah. There's nothing about the Spider RS where you couldn't daily it, other than the bucket seat and the fact that it's a little loud, meaning like there's no sound insulation. So it's just a loud car. But if that doesn't bother you, you could daily it. Absolutely.
Yeah, why not?
I put 2,000 miles on it in a week. It was all right. It's got nose lift.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, it's such a lovely thing. It's a very special car.
There's
It's
so
the
many of
right
these
size.
cars, Zuckerman.
Do you guys still have the 4RS, or did you?
No, we
you
have the 3RS.
Okay,
we
I
traded it in for
suspect
that car.
that when you get your Spider RS, that you will fall in love with it and keep it for at least.
Are we getting a Spider RS?
We haven't.
I
but-
thought you said you were getting one.
no, we're getting an ST next.
Oh well, that's probably the only Porsche that you can get that's better than Spider RS.
Yeah,
is the ST.
yeah.
I've been having a discussion in the mornings with a friend I have coffee with about getting a Spider RS as a almost daily driver.
Yeah.
And I said, I think you'll really like it. The ability to have the top down, playing with a contraption top to put it up.
Yeah.
All that capability. Well, it's great. And the
I
right
actually
size.
think the stupid top is a plus, not
Yes,
a minus.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fun.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It's a contraption.
Yeah, and you can have, if you've seen how the top works, right, in that car. So you can take the waterproofing bit out and have a bimini, where you have a roof. You have the part that goes over the roof, but no back window and no side windows. Now that's lovely.
That's a bimini.
Yeah, that's a bimini,
That could work
like
nice.
a boat.
Yes.
That
So
could work nice.
you could absolutely could daily driver it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Zuckerman, have you heard about this story? You know how everybody's always sending us stories, and most of them are just about feces exploding into the air. And
Which we like.
but one's this story of this woman who brought her 993 in for work, and they kept it for 11 years.
Yeah, that's it.
Have you seen? Did you see that story?
Did
It's
she die? What happened?
Dr. Penelope Horlick gave her car to and I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the thief's name, Jagjawan Jolly of JJ Automotive for repairs after she struck a pothole. So this poor woman gets a pothole damage from a pothole. The mechanic repeatedly delayed fixing the car, even claimed that Horlick owed her storage fees. Jolly dumped the car's stripped-out shell at the owner's home after she took the case to court. 11 years later.
Yikes.
What kind of doctor is she? Because I need to know, because I don't want to go to her. Because if you're waiting 11 years, imagine she's looking at your skin cancer for 11 years, right?
crazy.
Like, this is not a person who's very effective. This is, you would think after 11 months, you're going to throw a fit.
It took that
11
long to
years.
get. This is a UK court. It took that long to get justice, but wouldn't
Wow.
you at some point? I mean, there's been so much thievery lately. I mean, what was the other one that was just in the news? California Porsche.
restoration.
What's the
What
deal with
happened?
them?
Well, okay, you know about CPR down in like Escondido or something,
Yeah.
California. It was originally a Brian Kelly or something like that. I can't remember his last name, or Brian was the dad, and
Yeah.
his daughter took it over upon passing him, and the father was widely reputed to have ethical lapses and misrepresentations, and the daughter, talk about the apple falling on the apple. Apparently, she took the platform he created and really went crazy.
Oh, no.
She took it to,
But outline the alleged thievery.
what
How
she
did it work?
What would happen is a couple of things. She would take cars and put them on, you say, I'm going to take your car on consignment. And her trick was always to say, who else has said, that they'll consign your car, and what do they think they can get for it? And she would then say, I can get you more money.
Okay.
So then she'd get the car there, and then she would do a couple of things. She would ask for the title, saying that she thought she had a buyer. And sometimes she'd just outright sell the car to somebody else and keep the money. Sometimes she would go and get dupe titles and use a title as collateral at the bank, and then take out a line on the car. Then maybe again sell the car again. and believe it or not, they claim and I can say that I have made 4 referrals in 2 years to people calling me for help, either getting titles, getting cars, getting money, and I've sent them to various lawyers over the years. And she was bad news. I think the number totaled up to be $11.7 million.
11.7 million. And here's what.
Yeah, good. 8 figures. It's good. 8 figures in 356s and early 911s.
Oh my God.
Zuckerman, long before you were even part of the Porsche community, we were always on that site because it's such a beautiful site.
Right.
Such beautifully photographed cars. And Jerry and I would get hot over something, and we'd send it to Sam Cabilio. And he'd go, I'm not working with those guys. And then once I got him on the phone, I said, I gotta buy this car. It was like a Gulf Orange 70S that looked perfectly done. And I said, Sam, please. He goes, don't make me call them. Don't make me call them. And I kept working him all week. He would not call. He said, you know what? I finally thought I had him. He said, just trust me. You don't want to deal with these people. And this was decades ago.
Yeah, it's a long run.
There is
long run of thievery.
Yeah.
We've got
Allegedly.
a car in storage at one of our places right now that the owner was able to recover from there.
Really?
Yeah, 356 Carrera 4Cam.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the owner was able to recover that and was able to recover a 73 RS and 2 other cars was not able to recover.
Well, it sounds like he got 2 good cars.
He got 2
back.
good cars, yeah. I don't know what the other ones were, but he got 2 good ones. Hey, speaking of crime,
Yeah, let's keep going.
so
keep
I
going.
got a phone call yesterday that I did not pick up from at the store. I got a message.
Can I
delivered
guess?
to me?
About a mechanic?
Yeah, you want to take a guess of what it was?
Was
Take
it
a
a-
guess.
It's they're doing a documentary about a certain mechanic.
Did they call you too? Yeah, they did call you. They called you.
They didn't call, they reached out.
Did you? Are you? what did you
I
say?
responded with one word, hilarious.
Yeah.
And the
Hey,
guy
man.
said, what do you mean? And then I didn't respond after that. I don't know who the guy is, but then a minute later he was with Jay Leno at Leno's place.
The guy was.
The guy was the so-called documentarian.
Mechanics in the can. He's still.
I just checked.
He's still there.
He's still there. The trial
just-
has been bumped to the first week of December. There's
for
been
the-
lots of motions.
For those who don't know anything about what we're talking about, why don't you just top line it in the however you want to top line
All
it
right,
quickly?
So Donnie, who was
Donnie Calloway was a mechanic.
Was a mechanic, and he's a savant when it comes to 70s to 90s Italian cars.
True.
And like many other people who are savants at one thing, the rest of his life was a total disaster. And so he may or may not have done some things that are not so good.
As
Go ahead, Zuckerman.
As I always say, no matter how thin the pancake, there's 2 sides. And his
Yeah.
pancake.
Why
was
don't you say the other side quickly? Top line it.
Well, the top line is that he had a long history of being confused, over whose property belonged to who and whose money belonged to who.
Sure.
Your money's my money. All money's my money.
Right.
All cars are my car. If you argue with me saying it's your car or your money, I will do horrible things to you and your car.
But look,
And your money.
we've been
That's
around
the other
we've
side.
been around this long enough. Like Donnie used to hang out with us in Malibu.
Lovely guy.
We don't know who we're hanging out with half the time. Lovely guy. We're like, sure.
Look, I like Donnie because he's fun. And
But now he's in jail.
Well, now he's in jail. And what he did is
The allegations are
He
bad.
didn't specifically screw me. The allegation is that he screwed a few other people.
Bad.
But he is in jail.
I think what
awaiting trial.
I think what people are, and again, if you're listening, take this with a grain of salt. Whenever we're talking about salesmen, know that they could also be thieves. Before the show started, and we won't get into the outfit.
I saw a pretty cryptic post on Zuckerman's Instagram.
We won't talk about that. But
yes.
we've all had our share of our own problems with car dealers, and we hold them usually at arm's length.
Yeah.
We're friendly with them. You might see us talking to them, but we're always wary that at any minute they might take our money.
Yeah.
So, just a moment ago, someone came up here and said, we bought a car from this guy, and
Mercedes.
Zuckerman and I said, he goes, yeah, we heard you talking about it on the show. And I'm like, well, yeah, we don't like to kill businesses.
Yeah.
But here's the real story with that guy. So
Yeah.
just be careful. Like, we're talking about people that's not necessarily an endorsement, unless we go out of our way to go,
and the
this guy's a straight
And the
shooter,
truth is,
and you like him.
these felonious salesmen are really, really colorful characters.
Usually
they're
are.
fun.
Yeah.
Of course they're fun.
Yeah, and that's what we enjoy about
it. Yeah.
We enjoy hearing them tell their stories of thievery about the other guys.
Yeah.
You talk to the other guys, and they tell their thievery stories about that guy.
Well, this is so pervasive in Ferraris.
Yes.
Every Ferrari tech, every single one, says that everyone else is a piece of shit and a creep and a thief except me, who is ethically perfect and a genius, and it doesn't matter who you ask. It was Donnie, and everyone else is a piece of shit. You ask everyone else, Donnie's a piece of shit. And so it was so universal this trash talking across the board.
So is this? I mean, I didn't even bother to ask this guy.
Well, I didn't speak to him.
What
I
is?
took a message.
Who's he making? Who's
He had
going
a
to
great-
care?
he had-
Who's going to care about a documentary about
But it
Donnie?
was
It's
a great
not that
title, right?
interesting.
Huh?
It was a great title. The best part of the whole thing.
What was it
his
called?
Oh, he had a
proposed-
title?
He had a
Oh,
proposed.
the Ferrari swindler.
That's not that good of a title.
That's a fantastically bad title for this.
That's a garbage title.
I thought it was great.
I'm the
Swindlers.
I'm the watch piece gentleman. I'm the Ferrari swindler.
lame.
It's me, the watch piece gentleman.
Step aside
crazy.
of the swindler.
I'm the Ferrari swindler. Yeah, those are two bad names.
So,
Anyways,
that's hilarious that you got the call.
Of course.
also, though. Yeah.
If you look at the lawsuit, well, there's a civil suit against Donnie.
Yeah.
And he's got, I think there's 10 aliases listed on the suit.
really?
Are any of them funny?
His
Because
name?
That's a title.
Okay, he's got Donnie spelled, there's Donnie I.E., Donnie with a Y,
Yeah.
Donnie Howard, just plain Howard,
Wow.
Howie, right, there's,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So he's replaced Radamak in jail. He's gone into the SCR jail cell.
Got to give him credit for sitting in Arizona lockup for this
If
length
he
of
can,
time.
if he can really
Yeah.
get real, I'll have him on the show and he can tell us what he did wrong. Do you think he has that?
No.
I don't.
No.
I'm not sure
He's just a thief.
that he knows what true is.
Okay.
That's right.
That would be my concern.
I'll tell you what is true to
He
me.
sort of
So-
create his own reality.
That is right.
Yeah.
100%.
Because the last time I spoke with him, which was before he was arrested, he was, and we were talking about the civil suit. He was very, very, very convinced that he was in the right.
And they had wronged him.
Yes.
They were actually
Yes.
bad
Wow.
people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, I think we're looking at two completely different realities. So we'll
Well
see.
said.
All right,
But
let me-
I do know he
Well
was
said.
offered a plea, and it was not small.
Really?
Because this isn't the first
He
time.
was not. The plea was big. And he turned it down. It was big.
What do you mean?
Like if he took it, we still
How did
wouldn't
you
see
hear
him
that?
for a very long time.
How did you hear that?
Because it was published in the thing, and the reporter found it
Unbelievable.
in the case record.
It's important to me that supplements I take are of the highest quality, and that's why for 3,000 years I've been drinking AG1. I'm drinking it right now in my coffee. Unlike many supplement brands, AG1 conducts relentless testing to set the standard for purity and potency. AG1 is constantly searching for how to do things better. At 52 iterations of their formula and counting, their team is always trying to find better ways to source, test, and aim to find the best quality ingredients. It's tested for 950 contaminants and banned substances, while the industry standard typically only tests for 10. AG1 is NSF certified for sport, one of the most rigorous independent quality and safety certification programs in supplement history. AG1's team relies on expert-led scientific research, sourcing ingredients for potency and purity. I love AG1. Zuckerman drinks AG1. Zuckerman smokes AG1, don't you? He rolls it up.
There's definitely
I
got to
have
be an
AG1
asterisk at the end of that.
suppositories.
It's like, do not smoke AG1.
Prebiotics, probiotics, the whole thing. He loves it. He stuffs it into his bong.
My bong or my bong?
So if you want to replace your multivitamin and more, start with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 and 5 free travel packs. That is with your first subscription at drinkag1.com/spike911. That's drinkag1.com/spike911. Check it out. We love you, AG1. Thank you. Did you read about this kid that lost control of his car? Mm-mm. Oh, this is another one for you, Zuckerman. Okay, listen to this. You missed this story?
Oh, the runaway car.
All right, hold on.
Is this
Let me
the
set it
runaway
up.
car?
Let me set it up. It's the runaway car.
Yeah.
Zuckerman's going to smell money here. That's why I'm going to tell this story. North Dakota teen runaway car speeds up to 120 before troopers daring rescue to avoid disaster. Hold on, let me set it up, Matt. A North Dakota teenager driving a new Honda Pilot that suddenly malfunctioned, sending it zipping up to 120 miles an hour, refusing to let him brake, prompted a daring, caught-on-camera police rescue in which the kid slammed into the back of a squad car to stop it. That was the only way, Zuckerman. Sam Dutcher, 18, running errands in his SUV in West Fargo. Suddenly, the car starts accelerating on its own, won't respond. He frantically hits the brakes, nothing. I went to take my foot off the accelerator. It wouldn't slow down, Dutcher said. I had to brake to the floor, Zuckerman. As the runaway car picked up speed, the quick-thinking teen turned onto a two-lane road, off a two-lane road and onto a highway, into rural western Minnesota, where he figured traffic could be lighter, then used voice command on his phone to call 911, but it didn't work. So he called his mom. He called his mother, who then reported the incident to the police. They got several offers going to him, as well as medical. Somehow these cops, this amazing police, caught up with this kid and got in front of him and said, just crash into us and stop the car. Minnesota trooper Zach Groover, an actual hero, let the kid crash into his Dodge Charger, and that was the end of it, and the kid's fine.
It's nice when it's not your car, right?
Authorities-
Yeah, crash into the back. Let's go.
Here's the Zuckerman piece. Authorities suspect, they've done a lot of detective work, Zuckerman, SUV computer malfunctioned. What do you think?
Here's what I'm going to tell you. Honda is going to publicly say that's impossible. This is driver error. Our software can't do this. It can't be done. We have brake overrides. We have all of these things. And I will tell you that they do not really know what's in their software.
Elaborate. Why?
Well, I was involved in other sudden unintended acceleration cases. That's what they're called, SUA cases. And, we took depositions in what were known as OSIs, other similar incidents. And when you talk to a couple of hundred people about their experiences in these cars where your gas pedal is software, it's just software.
Yeah.
There's, there are many mysterious things in the code and many malfunctions that happen and can happen. And we know right now that we're in a time period where these cars, the software, the ubiquity of lemon lawyers out there because the software doesn't work. And I don't do any lemon law, but I learned something really interesting the other day talking about it. In California, which has very stringent lemon laws, a manufacturer can take the car back and settle it without an admission of it being a lemon,
right?
And then putting it back
and they sell it. They put it back on the lot,
and they put it as long as it's not a certified pre-owned. Once it becomes a used car, the lemon law protections don't exist for it anymore.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a guy who I had on my podcast named Philip Koopman, who is one of America's leading vehicular software engineers and analysts, and he focuses a lot on autonomy and ADAS and stuff like that.
Right.
But he also has a website, and you'll love this, that is a running real-time log of software-based recalls and TSPs for cars. And this website, it looks like it's from like 1997. It's like old school, shitty looking website. But you scroll and it's on and on and on. And it's every manufacturer. And some of the problems you cannot, believe. Ford F-Series trucks will spontaneously shift into first gear no matter the speed that they're going and what gear they're in. And one very interesting and very scary thing that we've learned is that software has no regulation or oversight of any kind in America. None. And it controls literally everything the car does.
How amazing is it when AI is going to jump into car software?
I can't wait. We're never going to see.
I mean, if this stuff is already, if this is, what you're kind of saying, Zuckerman, is there are ghosts in the machine.
Absolutely.
Yes. There are ghosts in the machine.
And let me tell you something, my friend. Let me tell you something. As we saw recently with exploding pages and walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
What do you think has been embedded in some of this software? You could
Wait, are you saying the Mossad
No,
is putting small explosive devices in our cars?
No, I'm saying that maybe.
I don't understand. What the comparison.
I'm going to tell you what. Some country that makes the software, and a lot of the software is coded in foreign countries in the Far East. You could press a button, and these cars are all like this kid.
Yeah.
So every car on the road at the same time in the United States of America, with the press of the button, becomes a death machine.
Could you guys bring over the tinfoil hat to Zuckerman?
It's not beyond the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
If you
think we're going to be attacked?
No, I didn't
through
say
our
that,
car
but
system.
I did say that the United States government and the NSA, they are looking at this.
Interesting.
They are looking.
Well, I
at
remember the cell phones. What is that Chinese company, Huawei or something?
Huawei, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the antivirus software was weirdly being developed in Russia. Just stuff like that you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, with wireless updatable cars that can have over-the-air updating,
right?
It introduces a level of uncertainty that is easily possible to exploit for any type of malicious, intent.
Crazy.
I think that guy's car just wanted out of North Dakota.
Before we move on, one more question, Zuckerman. Do you think he was using some sort of driving assist program that did that, or did the car just do it?
I think the car. Listen, I have no clue. I would just be guessing and speculating. I have a feeling that maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I do know that I believe it. I believe that there's now. What usually it's a situation where it's a solo vehicle accident. So you have one guy driving, claiming that something crazy happened, and of course he's disbelieved. When you have this level of corroboration, all of these collateral involved people, it becomes, and then you can't be denied.
And I'm guessing also when you have throttles and brakes that are communicating by wireless. Right?
Yeah, that whole car, the steering isn't by wire, but the throttle, the braking, and importantly, the transmission buttons, the gear selectors are by wire. It's not a mechanical.
Oh, so there you go.
Thing.
So there's the software.
Yeah,
all right, let's do one more ad, and then we got a bunch of questions. Over 2 decades ago, Racetech was invented, the cost-effective, durable, and truly do-it-yourself modular floor system engineered for the garage. Racetech's multi-patented design allows for easy DIY installation without all the hassles and mess of toxic epoxy coatings, transforming your garage in just hours, not days. Choose from over 20 styles. The Racetech guys are here, Zuckerman.
Yep.
They said stop saying Jorgen. It's Jorgen.
It's Jurgen.
Jurgens. Jurgens or Jorgens?
Jurgen's like the lotion.
Jerkin?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Gherkin, like the pickle.
Is it what is it?
Gherkin.
Gherkin. Gherkin?
Yes.
We're kidding. It's Jorgen.
Gherkin molar.
Racetech is the original modular flooring system. His wife was here, and she's the one who invented the damn stuff. Remember?
For dancing.
Yeah, for dancing.
And she
was there.
None of the credit.
She's the genius of the operation. She was here. They have over 20 styles to transform your ugly garage like Zuckerman's formerly ugly garage into the coolest garage on the block. In Baldwin Hills, that is. Now they're going to be doing mine. It's going to be fantastic, Zuckerman.
What, no hookup for your boys?
Yeah. Whatever you need.
What do you need?
I need a race
just let us know.
I need a race deck for my garage.
Here we go.
Good.
There we go.
Home garage.
You're our
Consider
next
it
project.
done.
It can handle vehicle rolling loads in excess of 80,000 pounds. Will not chip, peel, or stain. Over 33 patents with the product line. We love you, Racetech. They manufacture 24/7. Ship most orders 48 hours. Shop at racetech.com. Use promo code SPIKE911 for an exclusive, and this is the only place to get it, 15% off and free shipping.
Yeah, I need
Racetech.com.
some race deck. Let's go.
Spike 911. Well, Jorgen's here. I'll introduce you.
All right, cool.
All right, we got questions. Here we go. From Isaac. What other car brands would you guys like to see a Luft style event take shape? BMW for me.
BMW.
Now that I'm
event,
into the vintage BMW thing. I've been driving Zuckerman's 85 M5.
How nice a car is that?
And he's been letting me drive these old BMWs for a while, and I've been kind of mixed about them, but it finally dawned on me that these are great cars.
80s BMWs kick ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's a 325 or a M5 or, those are really, really... And if you're driving M1...
I have.
They drive great.
They're fun.
They drive really, really good.
And Zuckerman taught me something about. He said the first M5s were Euro only.
Yes.
In the 80s, and these are 300 pounds lighter. This is my
better
first.
Than the American one.
This is my
better.
first BMW fact that I've learned, Zuckerman.
But yours had like a Hartke kit on it or something.
It's an M-Tech kit that came from the factory, so it's a little bit. You might say some people like it, some people don't, but that's how it was born.
Yeah.
But an event like that. Like this, would there be enough to fill it? I mean, there's a lot of diversity here right now from the Porsche community.
Yeah, because you know why? Because people customize them. I mean, you couldn't do, this is air cooled, right? But you'd have to have old and modern if it was BMW. Mercedes would be an awesome one.
Awesome.
I mean,
BMWs is good because so many young people find it accessible. You can get a 320 or a 325 that has 180,000 miles on it and still works.
Yeah.
And they can mess with them and they can make them fun and fast.
Yeah.
right?
I raced an E30 in endurance racing. It's a little 325, and man, is it a good time. Just the balance, the inputs, and I don't know about you. I prefer a 325 IS to an M3.
Oh, absolutely, because you've got more torque, you got more beef.
Yeah.
You know, that little 4-cylinder engine, the only ones that really work good, you know, if you get a Euro version, maybe you get an Evo, an Evo 2, you know, an Evo 2, or you know, then you got enough beef.
But it's like you got to be going 50 or more for an M3.
And if you're going in and around town, you've got to drop into gear at 2,000, 2,500 RPM. Otherwise, you're going to lug and stall. So I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, 325 IS is real nice.
And those are hard to find.
They are, but you can make them basically. If you're not a collector, you could make that easily. Yeah.
You have to drive this 85. Of mine.
Yours? I'd love to.
Yeah, because you've driven the E39.
Well, your Alpine white car is such a treat. That's such a nice
that's
car.
Now taking second. Is going to play
He
second
doesn't know
fiddle.
the story.
You don't know about
For
the,
what?
You don't
to
know?
the Batmobile? I've seen that.
He found a Dakar yellow one with 600 original miles on it.
Oh, but you can't drive that.
Yeah, you can. Of course you
All right.
can.
Good for you.
Zuckerman's, look.
Good for you.
Zuckerman,
Not a pussy.
He turns 88 this year. He doesn't have much time left.
You know,
he's going to spend his last few days in that car.
It is my favorite thing in the world when people collect cars to use them and not to invest in them, and they're okay with driving the value down by driving it.
He won't drive it down that much.
Well,
But still, so here's a good question for you, Matt, because the car is bone stock right now. Now, there's a couple of updates you want to do with the 2000, and in particular, you want to put in a front sway bar and a rear torsion bar, and you want to put in a short torque shifter. Now, the question becomes, if you do a Dyna Stage 1 to get that little bit of horsepower, you may have to remove the front bumper and cut a little bit of air ducting in there for your cold air intake. Now there's another air intake where you don't have to do that, but then you get to, do you cut off the original exhaust? Do you give a shit about the original exhaust or not?
If you're using real Dynan stuff, it does not drive down the value of an M car. I would say go for it.
I think so too, because that car just is stock. It's 90% of what it should be.
Sure.
You've got to go that little extra.
The 10% bit. Yeah,
and
definitely.
then you get way more pleasure out of it.
Yeah, just make it what you want.
Dakar
make it
yellow.
what you want.
How many of those do they make in yellow?
Okay, here's a great statistic. You love statistics. 99 to 2004, they made 20,500 M5s, E39 M5s. Of those 20,500, only 11 were in Dakar yellow. 2 are right-hand drive, 9 are left-hand drive, 5 made it to the U.S. So 1 a year?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's going to be a great car.
That's awesome. Are you going to keep the Alpine white? Or are you going to trade it out?
And Zuckerman...
It's a hard one because I'm very attached to that Alpine white car.
Such a nice
it's perfect.
car. Yeah, it's a good one.
It's perfect. But
you got all the good
Is it
M5s.
perfect? It had ants all over it at the hangar yesterday.
I didn't see it, so it didn't exist. But
I went over and I looked at the car. I called Zuckerman. I go, "There's ants all over your white M5.
Shit.
What the fuck?"
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. And you wiped them
He
off.
He lent it to a friend of his, and the guy parked it near some ants.
Oh, man.
But I cleaned the ants off of it.
Well, have you ever owned a yellow car before?
Yeah.
You parked a yellow car outside?
Bees.
Thing is like a magnet for flies and mosquitoes and
Really?
bees.
Oh, yeah.
I've never experienced. I had a yellow 993 RS, and I've got.
They'll land on it all the time.
Yeah, all
I played
day.
tennis with a yellow racket, and I'm getting stung. I've been stung
Shut
twice
up.
this week. Twice by yellow jackets. They
Really?
land on my arm,
Is
and I
this
move
true?
my arm.
Yellow
This
is a
is not
magnet for
old
no.
wives' tales.
No, it's
No,
true.
no, yeah.
It's true.
It's the pale yellows, not so much. The fly yellow, speed yellow, the bright yellows. You come outside, there's like 100 bees
Yeah, it's
all
fun.
over your car. It's crazy.
We made a whole movie about it. Let's move on. Aria 1. When you were able to become a serious, I guess this guy wants to be a Porsche collector. What are you looking for when buying cars? Is it color, mileage, VIN numbers, etc.? So where do you start?
Allocations.
Yeah.
No, that's
new cars.
That's new cars. You're looking for rare models, low production numbers to start. Then you're looking for low miles and preservation, right? All original stuff. Wouldn't you say? I mean, that's what I look for.
That's.
I mean,
you've
here's
always been a connoisseur. If I was just a young cat that had a very
no, but he's saying a collector. And he didn't say he had a limited amount of money. This is for someone who wants to start a real collection.
You've got to learn what the collectible cars are,
right?
And you have to be willing, like me or like we've seen, where certain cars that were highly collectible at one point suddenly lose their luster.
They do. 356s a little bit now.
Early 911s.
Yeah. Early 911s.
But G-bodies, which nobody looked at 10 years ago, are hot as F, and so are 964s.
We drove one today.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
I have a slightly different opinion, which is that I think you should start with the cars that speak to you the most. And then from there, you can look at originality and collectability. But cars are annoying if they're just investments and not, fun.
He didn't say investments. He said collection. But obviously, you buy what you love.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are thinking about your money and you want to get your money out of it, you have to buy right. Yeah. One of the best pieces of advice came from Sam Cabilio, which is wait. Wait, keep waiting until that one comes along because it always does.
No.
And
I can't. Never have been able to, if you noticed.
Yeah,
bye.
But Zuckerman, hold on before you interrupt.
Yeah.
The waiting advice led to a Conda Green 70S with 6,000 miles, a 73 911T with 8,000 miles, a Ferrari Dino yellow. I waited 2 years for that car with little over 6,000 original miles, all original car. If you can cool that trigger finger off and wait for the perfect one for you, that car will always come along.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that you could replicate those finds 20 years later?
Yeah.
You think you could?
It might cost a little more money, but you could.
A lot more.
Yeah.
But
we have a yellow Dino right now. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a GT.
I know where that car is. It's in Florida right now. I don't miss that. The 70S I miss a lot. That car...
It was so beautiful. Seeing you in that car...
I love that car,
was a real triggering point for me in the early 911.
Our friend from New York has one just like it.
I've been asking him for it.
Yeah. Why don't we try to get that?
Yeah. And
maybe that's the move.
Okay. Chick
Iverson.
Iverson.
Well, you just got quiet and pointed your finger. Yes. I know we're onto something. Yes.
Chick Iverson and the 70S.
Oh, that would be a move. The 70S is a move, Zuckerman, and I think that's parity with what he wants to extract from your collection.
I don't think it's parity. I think it's close. I think
that's an all original.
I think it's two for one.
This is good. All right, we will talk more about that.
Like I said,
he
wants
his car back. Yeah.
Well, no, now that the prices are coming down.
Oh, are they down on 70Ss?
Not to reasonable amounts, but they are.
Down
they're headed in the right
highly
direction.
Unreasonable to just plain unreasonable.
Yeah. Well, that car that we couldn't sell, and you came and looked at it and saw that 68S, and you said, "Well, that color's not going anywhere."
Oh,
it was burgundy.
You
said nobody wants burgundy.
Which, by the way, I like.
Yeah.
But people
I
don't
made good
like
price
it.
for you, my friend.
But 68Ss didn't get imported into the U.S.
68Ss are super rare.
And so it's rare, but it's always been a kind of a weird non-market because people don't understand them, nor do they understand really 69Ss in this country.
Yeah, it was weird. The owner was like, well, it's rare because it wasn't here, but it turns out people weren't searching them. There hadn't been a lot of them publicly sold, and it actually became sort of a point against. It was weird.
Yeah, no, it is.
Germ 911 Time wants to know from Spike first, and which would you choose, to be the writer of the perfect joke or to own the perfect car? A perfect joke that lives on. Forget it. There's nothing like that.
What do you think the best joke is?
Well, when you see a joke that you've written that gets executed in front of a live audience perfectly, that's a real high, Zuckerman. That's a real high.
I asked Jerry once what he considered to be the perfect joke.
Oh.
And he gave me an answer.
Did he have one?
Yeah. He said, 2 peanuts were walking down the street. One was assaulted.
Oh, that's really lame.
Not an extra.
That's terrible. Did he really say that?
Maybe he was.
Well, that's a perfect joke, but that's not what he means about a perfect joke.
Yes.
Like,
he was probably referring to a joke that has no extra words that don't serve the joke.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's no comparison. I mean, I love perfect cars, but writing something that gives people enjoyment And I've been lucky enough and, to have write episodes of shows 30 years ago that people are still laughing at. That's rare. I mean, that's really fun.
Perfect joke will buy you the perfect car.
That's right.
If it gets syndicated.
Yes. Soup Nazi bought me a whole collection of cars. Good point, Matt Farah. That's a really good point. We'll move on. Bobby reads with the cars. What percentage of Porsche models predictions come to fruition? What does that mean? By us?
By us,
All
yes.
of them.
Oh,
Except
yes,
the GT1.
We're perfect.
Have you heard anything about this 963 road car?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be enormously. I mean,
Somebody sent us a list of cars that they're making that we obviously haven't shared with you. A GT2, a GT2 RS.
Yeah.
A 963 road car.
Yeah.
Among them.
I mean, the everyone is learning right now, from Ferrari to Aston Martin, that there is a very clear market for a $5 million, track day, unrestricted Le Mans-based car, right?
Correct.
And those cars, it's the same 100 people globally that buy all of them. It's the same 100 billionaires they're making these cars for, but there's so much profit to be able to sell 100 cars at $5 million bucks.
If they made a 963, it would be something you could register and take to the track.
I mean, maybe, or maybe it's track only. I don't know.
They're so overdue for an answer to the 918. And I don't think the Mission X
you think
is
it's that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what our leaker told us.
Okay.
They're going to make 300 Mission X's, and they're going to make 963 of these cars.
Okay, but they may not be street legal. It may be a track day car.
Like they did with the slant nose, the GT2 RS slant nose 991.
Yeah, or
Wasn't that a new
Valkyries.
959, I thought?
Well,
What was that road car they made, the race car they made?
The 935 thing?
Yeah.
It was a
935.
GT2.
Yeah, it was a GT2 with a slant nose on it, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Neat car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone who drove it said it drove like a pussycat. It was really nice to drive. Yeah.
For Paul Zuckerman, I'm not used to seeing your name, Paul. It's weird. It makes you like a normal human,
Like a
and you are
human,
definitely
not a
not
troll,
one.
Not
Yes.
an orc.
Have you ever considered a project car from the RM Junkyard auction? What is that?
Have you not seen this?
The Rudy
collection, yeah.
Rudy was a genius that somehow landed in Compton a zillion years ago and bought every junked, like Duesenberg, 300 SL, Mura, you name it. Was there anything not junked in that collection, Matt?
There was one or two that were only medium junk, but nothing that doesn't need a full. Some of them are literally crashed, and some are not crashed but have been sitting for 35 years.
Right.
They all need major.
The answer is no. The answer is no.
Every time I see a car like that, no matter how rare, when I see the rust in it, I go, I don't want to deal with that.
I've done a couple of restorations. It can't. When you're 40, you don't think about 5 years the same way as when you're almost 60.
Yeah.
And I go, Jesus, do I really want to start this project that could last until 11 years, like the lady in England?
I got to tell you, Zuckerman, I don't think it's about age. I think it's about we only have a finite number of restorations in. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, of course.
I've done 2 houses. I will not do another one. There's a finite number of. I just don't have the patience for it anymore.
It's awful.
It's fun the first time, and then the second time it's less fun. The third time you're like, forget it.
What's hilarious is, RM is doing this this auction, right, for these cars, and RM's, bless their hearts, their social media team is posting these cars on Instagram. And they've got a picture of a Mura in 100 pieces,
and it's crumpled up like tinfoil.
And the description is a pristine example of an early Mura in this very rare color combo.
Pristine example of junk.
A clean title, no, whatever. And it's what picture were you looking at when you
junky, rusty?
And they have it on a
kind of
flatbed.
version.
Yeah. They have it on a flatbed. It's just a pile of shit.
Yeah, this
pile
car
of
needs
shit.
$1 million.
Pile of shit with a stained title that's ripped. Nothing about this is together. Our problem becomes your problem the day you buy this.
There was one car in that collection. It was a Mercedes 500K
right.
that I think was in pretty good shape. and it was extraordinary, and it's probably $10 million when it's done.
Right, exactly.
Unbelievable
and
car.
For guys searching for that car,
Yeah.
this is the car you're going to get on the lawn at Pebble Beach and
Yes,
win.
and of course, if you get a Nazi car on the lawn at Pebble Beach, your odds are very high of winning.
Yes.
Wow.
They give best in show to Nazi cars. It's what they do at Pebble.
I thought we were going to get through the episode today without
Never,
talking about
never,
Nazis.
Never.
No,
never.
you cannot say Mercedes 500K without
Without saying Nazi.
You say it 3 times
getting
and Hitler
to-
shows up.
The first thing, the picture in my mind is Hitler standing in the back.
Here we go. I was saying to Zuckerman the number of anti-Semitic remarks that come my way now. Did you see the one that was sent the other day?
What was the quote again?
When are you rich fucking Jews going to stop talking about politics? Stick to cars, asshole.
Stick to cars. I love a stick to cars.
I don't understand.
I don't
why
even know what
someone
we said.
tunes in.
What did we say last week that was even political? But look, to all of you who are going, yeah, fuck you, get your own podcast, because that's what a podcast is. It's a chance for you to say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I took this job because there are no notes. I don't want your notes. Just stop listening. It's cool.
He's probably tuning in actually to hear when we
But
say
the
something
only
to make him angry.
the only thing that I think could be misconstrued as politics would be us making fun of RFK taking dead bears and throwing them into the
and
park.
having a brain
And that is
worm.
and
objectively
having a brain
funny.
worm. That is objectively
And
funny.
he put the brain worm out there.
Do you see he cheated on his wife allegedly? As some
Yeah.
mincy reporter lady.
What a surprise.
Olivia Nuzzi.
Boy, have you ever seen a guy self-destruct that quickly?
Okay, have you ever seen a Kennedy not cheat? I mean, come on.
That's true. That's just in his DNA.
Yeah, right.
That's not fair to go after
Yeah.
him for that.
Yeah.
Do your impression before we go.
When he called me up. He did call me once.
He did.
I told you. He called me once because we were neighbors.
He goes, I got this problem with this bear.
Wait, your neighbors with RFK?
I was. I don't, not anymore.
Where? In Malibu?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he called you up?
Yeah.
There was some like neighborhood thing going on?
No. He
And did you
heard-
guys get along? Did you think he was normal back then?
No. But then
Did he talk like that?
yeah, yes.
What did he talk like? What?
Like he.
For real?
For real.
Like if you wanted to call RFK right now, could you?
No, but I think that moment passed. This must have been 8 or 9.
So were you
years ago.
sufficiently scared off just off of one call?
It was such a strange call. First of all, we talked about owls.
Oh no, the owls,
owls
are
are
back
back.
this week.
Zuckerman, I killed an endangered owl. Help me.
Well, it was basically.
Last week we were talking about owls, and I was like, "Don't talk about owls in the show." And now owls are back again.
Yeah.
What do you
It's the
mean?
new
He called.
tennis.
What did he call and say? I want to talk to you, stranger, about owls.
No, but we made a little small talk. He wanted to talk about lawyering, but he had given an owl to a kid in the neighborhood, and I didn't. Again, the rules. the rules
A live owl?
Yeah.
Where did he get the live
That's
owl?
okay. That's where.
That's
things,
why I needed a lawyer.
This is where we see.
He
I
said,
don't think
he
it's
goes,
legal to
"Hi."
own an owl. I don't think it's legal to own.
So wait. Oh, hold on, because this might get picked up nationally in a second. He called you and he said, "I don't think it's legal to own an owl."
No. He called me, but what had happened? My son was friends with another kid in the neighborhood. That he comes home one day and says, this other kid had an owl. I said, where the fuck did he get the owl from? He said he got it from RFK Jr. and then,
For real, this is a true story.
is a true story.
Okay.
and then the fucking dog ate the owl.
Wait, whose dog?
the kid's dog,
But not RFK's dog.
not RFK's dog.
So
So the whole thing had me crazy. Hey, I like.
so why was he calling?
He was calling to. I heard you're a personal injury lawyer. Maybe I can get you some referrals. And I said, well, that's very nice.
So
And-
he didn't have an owl question per se.
No, I had the owl question. He didn't call to talk about owls, but once I had him on the phone, I wanted to know. And I said,
So you brought up the
I
owls to
bought
him.
Yeah, I said,
Say, listen, I heard about this owl.
What did you ask him?
I said, you gave that kid an owl? And he said, oh, yeah, it was just a little, it was just a little screech owl is what he called it. Like, no big deal. Like, I handed it's just a stick of gum.
Did you ask him where he procured the owl?
He was just so dismissive. The same way he talked about the bear.
Yeah,
it was just like,
it's a
doesn't
normal
everybody
thing.
have an owl? And
To give away?
And don't we all just break the law and have owls? I mean, I wanted to ask him for an owl. I mean, I really,
That's a fantastic story.
The
Zuckerman.
left turns that a Zuckerman story takes are worth me doing this podcast,
Yes.
honestly.
It took the whole show to get to an RFK owl story. Their second week, 2 weeks in a row of owl stories, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
it's been a fine show. It's been a fine show.
Just like a screech owl. Just a screech owl.
We got to thank Pat Long, Pat Dempsey, Jeff Swart, the whole gang here, Lindsay, Aaron Drummond, the whole gang at Luft 10. They've done a fantastic job making us feel welcome. All the gang, the SCR gang who's here says hi and left us alone while we chatted. But now we have to go take some pics.
Now I'm going home.
Me too. But we'll go look at some of the show before
we
we
won't.
go.
No.
And congratulations to Luft on another big show. And Matt, thank you for
Well
doing the
done.
show, my
Well
friend.
done.
Thank you for having
And
me.
I'm calling you for YouTube help. You're the master. You got to help
I'm gonna call
us.
you when people say horrible things about how I look. Can I guess you can sponsor
I can
me?
relate. Yes, I can relate.
Yeah,
It's not
you're gonna
good.
talk me through it.
Long lens, punch in.
We will see you next week on Spike's Car Radio.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Spike's Car Radio. Listen to new episodes every Wednesday and be sure to subscribe. Now, I'm gonna take a nap.